They weren't young, they weren't fast, they weren't even anonymous, but they nearly got away with $20 million in jewels. This is the mind-blowing story of the four grandpas who pulled off Britain's biggest heist, sneaking into what was believed to be an impenetrable vault right in the heart of London. They weren't professional agents. They were pensioners with bad backs and heart problems. Yet somehow, they outsmarted high-tech alarms, drilled through concrete, and vanished with millions in diamonds, gold, and cash. It was flawless, almost. One mistake, just one, would unravel everything. So how did a gang of elderly ex-cons plan and pull off the perfect crime? And how did it all come crashing down? Let's dive into the gripping tale of the Hatton Garden Heist, a robbery so bold it stunned the world. Before we dive into the topic, don't forget to subscribe to Crime Unsolved for more incredible stories from history. In April 2015, London's historic Hatton Garden, known as the Diamond District, witnessed a crime no one thought possible. A gang of aging criminals, all well into their 60s and 70s, pulled off one of the most daring and elaborate heists in British history. They weren't newcomers. These were seasoned thieves. Brian Reeder, 76, the mastermind, Terry Perkins, 67, who had diabetes and heart issues, Daniel Jones, 60, a skilled burglar, John Kenny Collins, 74, the driver and lookout, Carl Wood, and a mysterious figure known only as Basil, the electronics expert. Their target, the Hatton Garden Safe Deposit Company, a vault loaded with nearly 1,000 safety deposit boxes containing fortunes in gold, jewelry, and cash. For 3 years, they planned meticulously. They studied surveillance systems, read forensics for dummies, and even watched YouTube tutorials on how to operate an industrial drill. The heist began over Easter weekend. Why Easter? Because businesses would be closed and the streets quiet. The perfect cover. On Thursday, April 2nd, the team arrived. Reeder came by bus using a free senior pass. The rest showed up in a white van. Wearing reflective jackets and posing as workers, they entered the building through a fire escape, unlocked by Basil, who had a key. They disabled alarms, shut down security systems, and made their way to the basement. Their goal, drill through a half-meter thick concrete wall to reach the vault. After hours of noisy, tense drilling, they finally broke through, only to discover a problem. Behind the wall stood a solid steel cabinet bolted to the floor. It blocked their path. Defeated, Reeder walked away and warned the others not to return. But greed won. The remaining gang regrouped. They bought a hydraulic ram from a local hardware store, a crucial error, and returned 2 nights later. This time, they succeeded. The hydraulic tool toppled the cabinet, granting access to 37 safety boxes. They loaded up wheelie bins with loot and vanished. Come Tuesday morning, chaos erupted. Jewelry traders found the vault wrecked, tools scattered, deposit boxes shattered. The police were baffled. The gang had covered their tracks expertly. Bleach, stolen surveillance drives, no fingerprints. But then the cracks began to show. A surveillance camera had caught Collins circling the building in his personal white Mercedes, a colossal mistake. Using ANPR, automatic license plate recognition, the police traced the car to Collins, then to Perkins and Jones. Meanwhile, Jones had also used his real name and address while buying the hydraulic ram. Another critical slip. Undercover surveillance gave police what they needed. At a pub, officers filmed Reeder, Perkins, and Collins discussing the heist in detail. One was even mimicking how the hydraulic pump was used. With that video, phone taps, and days of watching their movements, detectives identified 5 of the 6 members. But Basil remained a ghost. No name, no record, just blurry CCTV footage. It took 3 years to finally track him down. He was Michael Seed, an electronics expert who had eluded police until 2018. He was sentenced to 10 years, longer than the others because he refused to plead guilty. In the end, only £4 million of the £14 million stolen was ever recovered. The rest, hidden, buried, or simply lost to time. Despite their planning, the grandpas were undone by carelessness. A personal car, a hardware store receipt, and too much trust in old friendships. They wanted to go out in a blaze of glory, and in many ways they did. Not as violent criminals, but as legends of Britain's most unbelievable robbery. Old bones, but bold hearts, and one unforgettable heist. If you liked the video, don't forget to like and subscribe the channel.